What's up, everyone? My name is Matthew, and I'm the lead ads manager, and welcome to this month's version of Evolve with Envida. Today, we're diving into something that impacts every marketing effort that we run, which is social metrics. Today, I'm really trying to get out of this is helping you understand what to track, what actually matters, and how to tell a better performance story, whether you're looking at organic posts or paid ads. So let's just dive into it. Why do social metrics even matter? So first, they help align our efforts with leasing goals. So social just isn't post, it's a funnel builder. We can track a line from engagement to website visits to leads. Second, metrics help us tell story with data, whether it's showing how lifestyle content outperforms promo post or highlighting which platforms are worth our time. This data gives us that narrative to enhance our campaigns. And third, tracking monthly helps us pivot. If something isn't working, we don't need to wait until the end of the quarter to change anything up. We can shift creative, targeting, and budget to get the most out of our clients' campaigns. Moving more into engagement metrics. So, engagement metrics are always going to be about how are people interacting with the post. Whether that's likes, comments, or shares, all of this gives us those clues. So shares are especially important because they're a sign someone is found some content valuable and that they want to pass it along. You can consider that maybe a potential prospect right there because if they're sending this to somebody else, they're obviously very interested. Comments help build community and show intent. It's where conversations start. And views, especially on videos or reels, they tell us if our content is catching attention. In my opinion, the most underrated stat or KPI is going to be saves, because this truly signals value. If people are saving content, that means that they want to return to it at a later time. So whether it's like a floor plan creative or moving tips or apartment features, them saving that, you consider them a potential prospect because they're going to come back and view this content on their phone. Then they might go to the website to view the property on their desktop. So it really just shows that they found some type of value in the piece of content. And then lastly, we have engagement rate. So this one's going to matter a lot because it's the total engagement divided by your followers, multiple by 100. So it helps us benchmark across properties regardless of their follower count. So a solid rate for organic is going to be 1% or higher. And if you're above 2%, you're doing really well with your organic content. So moving into brand awareness metrics, I'm going to go into depth with two specifically that help us determine the success of like engagement campaigns. First, it's going to be reach. So reach is going to tell us how many unique people saw the piece of content compared to impressions, which is going to count the total views, including repeat views from the same people. These are both crucial for knowing how visible our content really is. And for example, if impressions are high, reach is low, that means that we're hitting the same audience over and over again. And that's a sign to maybe it's time to refresh creatives such as the imagery, the post copy specifically, or even expand our targeting. Now, as we move into paid social metrics, this brings in another set of key performance indicators. So first we'll dive into link clicks, which is our top line metric. Are we sending traffic to the right place? We can send ads to converting pages such as contact us forms, schedule a tour forms, to more broader stuff like amenities pages, floor plans pages, galleries pages. So this really helps us indicate, are we sending traffic to the right place? Click-through rate or CTR. So this is going to be clicks divided by impressions. It shows if your ad is resonating with its target audience, and a CTR between 0.8% and 1.2%, I'll consider average, but anything 2% or higher is going to be strong. So if your CTR is low on your ad, it probably means that something's wrong with the creative, the copy, or something's messed up with the targeting as well. So it could be a little bit of everything, but that's where the data will let us know. Going into probably the most important aspect of our campaigns is going to be this CPC or cost per click. This really tells you how much you're paying for every time someone clicks on your ad. The lower the better because that means you're getting more results for less spend. And here at Envida, we like to have a minimum benchmark of keeping clients under, which is going to be 30 cents here. Always want to make sure our clients are getting the most bang for their buck, especially with campaigns, helping them meet their leasing goals. And lastly, for paid social, We're going to have CPE or cost per engagement, really great for evaluating brand awareness campaigns. And for spending less and getting strong engagement, that's efficient top of funnel marketing. So together, all four of these metrics help us balance performance and cost and really make smarter decisions mid-campaign if we need to optimize creative strategy, imagery strategy, or even just our general ad strategy as well. So diving in, I'm going to walk you guys through a Sprout report. But first, I wanted to cover these three aspects that I think you should cover or that you should take into consideration whenever you're viewing a performance summary report. So first, you're always going to want to focus on the core metrics. What is important to you? Is it brand awareness, engagement, traffic? Those are the three things that you first want to identify. So then you also want to start diving into your top and bottom performing posts. What content did really well? What content should we pivot more to? What content should we try curating more of? But then also vice versa. What didn't work well with our audience? What did people not like? What type of content flopped? What type of content should we stay away from? But with that as well, that opens up kind of thing, okay, that content didn't perform well. What can we do different to improve that for next month or going forward? So those as well. I just want to just generally see how your posts are generally doing, comments, shares, likes, saves, metrics like that. And then lastly, you really want to dig into the audience demographics to see who's actually engaging with the content. You want to see their age, gender, location, just to get a better idea of who is actually interacting with your ads or your page in general. So let me stop sharing this screen and let me pull up the other report. Cool. So this is a sample report for a client that we have. This is going to feature both paid and organic metrics since they do a little bit of both. So let's just dive in. So as you can see here, I'm going to be highlighting some of those very brand awareness metrics, right? Like impressions. As you can see, impressions were up nearly 12% overall, with the paid impressions being up 12% as well, nearly 12% as well. You can also just track some audience growth metrics too to see we had a 2% increase in followers, but also had a 5% increase in total fans of the page, just showcasing that our content is getting more people acquainted with the brand and that they want to follow the page, just to show that they're maybe interested in the property itself. Again, we could focus more on impression metrics such as organic in separating that from paid, getting the true percentage change. So basically a 12% increase in just general impressions. And then also just, again, more of those brand awareness engagement metrics, such as engagements, reactions, comments, shares. So on Facebook, you can't save them, you can share them. As you can see with this client, had about 120 reactions, 5 comments, 3 shares. So reactions was actually up 25%, which is great because that means people are interacting with your Facebook content at a higher rate, more than the previous month or whatever you're comparing it to. And then overall, now you want to dive into the post performance. So specifically for Facebook, as you can see, this post of looks like a bathtub. So maybe this is probably the bathroom. This got, 39 post link clicks. So probably people going through to the website from this post in general. As well, seeing some posts that are highlighting some local actions, or local hotspots, such as like a movie theater, a restaurant, really driving the bulk of those actual reactions. So nice little mix of seeing what's performing. Again, we'll look at here. So more property imagery, see some comments, see some more reactions, some other post clicks. You can also see that this content was boosted. Diving more into the brand side of it, pet friendly, highlighting, people that work there. But now as we basically venture off into Instagram, again, still nice organic views. Paid views are up 52%, 53%, almost 68%. Engagement rate, 1%. So things that we can optimize better going forward, looking at the data and looking at what actually performed well and what didn't and what can we pivot more into. But then as you can tell too, what some of these numbers depreciating, which is, very alarming. You definitely want to improve that, but you can also look at the follower growth. So even despite engagement rate, engagement's going down, we actually netted more followers last month compared to the previous period. So at like 16.2%, had a 12% increase in followers. So this is really showing that this community growth is really resonating with this target audience, whether it's like the strong creatives, the audience targeting, and these followers are now future prospects because now they're going to keep seeing your posts about the property, going to engage with the page, might respond to a story, might save some more content, and then eventually take that next step to taking a tour. Again, viewing some of those views, things like this, showing that you're getting high views, sending people to whether it's the link in bio to the website, which is great to see. Again, more Instagram data. As you can see, we had a 137% increase in saves at 19, 133% increase in story replies. So people are saving our content at a higher rate, and people are responding to our content at a higher rate than compared to last period as well. So this can tell you things like certain themes worked well, like floor plans, local lifestyle, community posts really drive engagement, and people in this client should probably lean more into that. Okay, as you can see, your top performing posts, a little mixture of community spotlight, floor plans, property photos. We got some saves here, good amount of saves, some likes, which is great to see. But then as well, taking a look into the audience demographics, women aged 25 to 34 are the top demographic, which is almost 47% of the total IG audience. And most followers are based in Austin, aligning perfect with the property's location. So with this, you're reaching the ideal rental profile, confirming that the targeting and the content themes are aligned with your leasing goals here. Um, with this too, you can even look, the second top was 35 to 44. So again, still hitting that range of renters kind of in that transition to homeowners. So with this, looking at this report, you can kind of take away some key takeaways like continue to invest in the lifestyle forward content and the video content. Reels bring a ton of views to the page, and it's clearly driving visibility and engagement on both Facebook and Instagram. And then also this can tell you some things that you might want to try more, maybe more floor plan style content, since saves and replies indicated that those were working. So basically, those are some takeaways I would take away from the report. But other than that, it's pretty much everything I wanted to go over today in today's lesson. Again, if you have any questions on, page management, paid ad side, please do not hesitate to reach out to anybody at Envida, and we'll help you out as best as we can. Thank you, guys.